You're not young anymore, but you're not exactly old either. Life is good, comfortable even, but deep down you wonder, is this really how it's going to be now? Midlife comes with questions that no one really wants to ask. Today we're saying them out loud because the answers can change everything. And I'm saving the most important question for the very end. I think when we hit midlife, whatever that certain birthday that hit you hard is, we start to question who we are. We knew who we were as young adults. We had big dreams and things we wanted to accomplish. And maybe we accomplished some of those and maybe we didn't. But now, halfway through our life, we're starting to question, is this all there is? Life isn't necessarily bad, but it maybe isn't as exciting as you thought it would be. We've been busy raising kids, building a career, maybe taking care of aging parents, and we haven't had the time to find our passion, to find what lights us up maybe. That career that initially we thought was good, now it's kind of losing its sparkle. But we wonder, is it too late? Should I just coast till retirement? Am I never going to find that thing that makes me excited to get up in the morning? We even question, am I going to have enough money to retire? Do I have to wait till retirement to have fun? And then that spirals into, am I being selfish for wanting more? Shouldn't I just be grateful for having a job that pays the bills? And then finally, social media, comparison, it makes you think, why am I still struggling, feeling empty, when it seems like everyone else has figured it out? And the big question is, I still don't know who I want to be when I grow up. And then those questions start to pop up of our closest relationships. As full-time parenting started to come to an end and becoming an empty nester, I worried, what are my relationships with my kids going to be like going forward? Or are my adult kids going to still need me, still want me in their lives? And then I look up at the table and it's just me and my husband. What do we want to be like as a couple going forward? I know I had many date nights kind of crying to him, trying to explain the feelings I was having, the perimenopause roller coaster, this transition of being the mom to, I guess, being the advisor or friend. And he just didn't have the same perspective and he couldn't understand. So that was a frustrating moment. We had to figure out who we wanted to be as a couple going forward. We had to learn how to date each other again. Or maybe you've gotten to the end of parenting and realize your marriage might need some work. Or you're questioning whether you'd be happier single. And then you start to question, what is my relationship with my parents going forward? As they're aging and their health declines and they need more help from us, are we reversing our roles? Am I trying to parent my parent? And we start to question, why do our friendships start to feel different? Do I have enough friends? Do I have the right friends? Do I even know how to make new friends? I feel like midlife kind of shakes us up and makes us reevaluate all the relationships in our life. It can feel very lonely and confusing. And then those questions pop up every time we look in the mirror and see a new wrinkle or gray hair. Am I aging faster than I should? Or we wake up with a new ache or pain and ask, why does it feel like my body's falling apart? Perimenopause to the menopause transition takes its toll. We feel like a stranger in our own body and question, is this how aging is going to look? And you ask yourself, am I ever going to figure out how to be healthy? Or am I doomed to age like my grandparents, my parents did? Am I going to get those family diseases? Am I helpless to age and decline? And you ask yourself, is this what a midlife crisis feels like? What question is keeping you up at night? Share in the comments so we all don't feel so alone. Underneath it all is one big reality. Life is changing. It's completely normal to be asking these questions. You're in this transition period and you have all these questions popping up, this feeling of restlessness. You don't know the answers to the questions and you really don't even know where to start to look for the answers. You have to evaluate, who am I if I'm not that full-time parent? What do I want my relationships with my adult kids to be like? How is my marriage going to look like going forward? Who do I want to be as an individual? What do I want to spend my time doing? What kind of legacy do I want to start creating? Who do I want to be when I'm 80 years old? Do I want to be that person that everyone's delighted to spend time with? Do I want to still be active? Do I want to still have fun and have interest more than sitting in that recliner watching TV? Do I want to age gracefully or do I want to fight it a little bit? Do I want to stay looking younger? All of these questions are swirling in our head. What is nagging me the most that I know I need to change, but I'm scared to? All of these questions just keep ruminating, keeping us up at night, making us question everything we've known up till now. But that's a good thing. These questions have answers if we're brave enough to start looking for them. But I think the biggest question of all is something we all need to be asking ourselves. What am I willing to do about it? What am I willing to do about these friendships that are not satisfying me anymore? Am I brave enough to go out there and try to make new friends? What am I willing to do about aging? How far do I want to go with anti-aging creams, maybe some procedures, maybe dyeing my hair? What am I willing to do about my marriage that maybe needs some work? What am I willing to do about my health? Am I going to just accept aging how it comes? Or am I going to work on my healthy lifestyle to age stronger and healthier? What am I willing to do to find my passion, my purpose? Maybe change careers, take a class, learn something. All these questions are just ruminating, but they're looking for an answer. Ask yourself, what am I willing to do about it? And it doesn't have to be big things at once. Little steps in the right direction help find those answers you're searching for. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this is easy. I did a whole lot of crying and soul searching during this transition period. We really don't make changes when life is going great. We have to get uncomfortable and ask those hard questions. We have to really dig deep and think about what we're willing to do to make changes. Would you be happy with status quo for the next 10, 20, 30 years? If not, that uncomfortableness, that restlessness is nagging you to make changes. And I encourage you to listen to it. If these questions or even different ones are keeping you up at night, just know you're not selfish for thinking them. You're completely normal. What if this season isn't an end of an era, but the start of something exciting? You still have time to become the person you're meant to be. But first, you have to stop pretending that everything's fine. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video that I'll put right here when it's ready.